YouTube, my name is John McConnin, and this is my last video of the evening, but I'm pretty excited about what the information I found out earlier, and then I'm going to put it together in a course. So first of all, I showed in a previous video that the market, this is the back end of our association of realtor stuff. We've got, this is some great tools, but this is the tool that might interest most. This is San Diego County. This is the price per square foot. It's going up again. Active listings are going down, and this is months inventory. It's going down, months inventory going down, and price per square foot went up dramatically, I'd say, recovering. You know, towards the last fall, people thought prices might be going down. I was prepared. I did a video in February and said, oh, well, look, we spiked up in February. And in most cities in San Diego, this is happening. And I've also heard reports that there have been a lot of sales in California. So I had been doing a series of videos on how to save the buyer's commission by going directly to the listing agent. I have another series of videos on why the best values in real estate are solar homes, because solar homes, let's say you're saving $500 a month on electricity, which can be common in, I live in Poway out here in North County. You come a little bit, first of all, in Carlsbad, you're still going to save some money. Electricity rates are high. The houses are either older or pretty large. I think $500 a month saving on average in Carlsbad is possible, although you're not going to run the air conditioning as much in Carlsbad. I know because I live there. But as they built more houses, because the valley used to bring a lot of air conditioning is pretty common for a lot of months in the summer now in Carlsbad. Poway, Rancho Bernardo, you're going to be running the air conditioner. $500 a month bills for a 3,000 square foot house might be pretty good for some people with kids. And $500 a month, when you translate that into mortgage, that's $50,000 to $100,000. I mean, at 4.25%, 4.3%, that's $100,000, $500 a month in payments. So when you think about $100,000 in savings or buying power, buy a $1 million home, save $100,000, that's 10%. That's one way. The other way was we were going to save money negotiating with the listing agent directly, because we have to do that. When you're doing a great job, whether you want to negotiate well or you want to get the information about pools or about solar homes, you don't want to get it from your buyer's agents, a go-between. You want to go with someone who should know, or is the direct ear of the sellers. It's just the way it's got to be. I mean, if you're buying a standard house, fine. But if you're trying to get a great deal, if you're trying to get a special deal or a special home, you might as well be working with the listing agents. And that's where my programs come in. I'm an attorney and a realtor. Prices are going up again. Inventory is, I just showed you. Inventory is going down in a lot of areas. We're back dropping down at 2 months. Let's just look at Poway. Now, Carlsbad had, some of the areas of Carlsbad were up, some were down, but 2 months again, it's a seller's market. Now, if I'm a buyer, I want to line up all my ducks. I'm going on, well, first of all, let me just say, here's proof that I know what I'm doing. This is a list of 150 homes. It's not even the most recent that my brokerage, I'm the broker, I'm responsible. The vast majority of those have sold. I've sold homes throughout Orange County, and even up in Sacramento. I sold homes back during the short sale crisis. I've sold homes, and I've referred out homes lots of places all over the country. That is part of the program that I'm discussing. But I'm going to show you how you can put an attorney on your team, and we can refer your home out and get the referral fee if there's not a lot of competition. If all of a sudden the home you like has multiple offers, then you're going to want to pull me in. I'm going to bend the ear of the listing agent. I'm going to get you that deal. I'm going to get you that home if you can. I'm going to try to get you the home for a deal. But that's not first position. First position, you can do the work. You can save the money. That's why I've set up this program at winnerscheck.org. This is the buyers save 10%. I'll tell you a little bit about that, but this is where you want to go to get started. I'm gonna do live training in there. I've already got some of the tools. I'm gonna talk to you about the forms. I'm gonna talk to you about the questions you need to ask the listing agent, but still avoid letting the listing agent become the procuring cause until you want the listing agent to be the cause. But you may never want that. That's going to be in your court, but you may be able to get a better deal working with me or another agent who's going to share your fee with you than the listing agent. It's really going to depend on the broker, their brokerage with that the agent's with. To some degree, yeah, everyone's different when they're a listing agent. I'm not gonna try to predict that. That's a waste of time because you're only buying one or two homes. So even if you got an outlier, it's still like that's the way it is for you. So, but let me just come back here. So first of all, we know inventory's down. So there's going to be times where you might be getting in multiple offer situations. You're gonna want to then call me up, set up the consult, begin the program, and we'll do our best to get you that home and get you in place because, and I have to say, I got it from Phil Mills. I'm going to try to bring him on some of the calls. When we were flipping homes together, or when he was helping me buy my own home, that guy showed me the genius of having conversations with the listing agent. Nice ones, friendly ones, getting the information, showing him you know what you're doing, then being able to vouch for your client. Hey, look, if we get this home, we're gonna get this deal. At one point, the home I'm living in now in Poway, prices were going up. It didn't seem like a great value. I was like, I could have these other homes for a few $100,000 more. Now I'm looking at this home. It seems a little expensive, but it is near a golf course. It has great schools. It's less expensive, but then the price started creeping up because someone else was there. And Phil honestly communicated with the listing agent, said, hey, look, John's got 4 kids. He wants to live there. He's going to close on the deal. He's got the money. He doesn't even need a big loan, but he just doesn't want to get jerked around and overpay for this property. He's not willing to just come back and go $20,000, $30,000 more. What's it going to take to get this home? Because if it's too much, he's probably going to walk. And so I got it for $2,000 more. Now, I was mentally thinking I'm going to be paying $20,000. I was so happy that Phil did it, and he did it so many times. And I learned from him, and I'm going to share. Maybe I'll even get Phil to teach a section in this course. That's my goal. He said he'd do one of these with me. I'm going to try to get Phil to teach it. Otherwise, I'm going to share that information with you in our live training. It can help you with negotiations. It will help you getting the home. Now, I'm also going to put forms in there that are pre-made. You can fill in the brokerage if you want to. I have a genius way of doing it. Not genius, but I have a good way of doing it. I'd like you to work with me, but you don't have to. That's not what the course is for. The course is to train you in using, for instance, like I'm going up. I already pre-typed this. I'm going up on Zillow. I'm looking at these houses for sale. I'm going to say, I'm interested in that one. I'm going to learn about it. I may still have some questions. I want to talk to the listing agent. And I have a feeling it's slow, not because it's Zillow, but because my computers are using a lot of the resources on my computer. Listing agent, John Shea. So I'm interested in talking to John Shea. I'm wondering if they just, Zillow is always changing, and I talked about how to beat Zillow, and I did get some views. I wonder if they're not putting, here we go. They just changed their format. So I'm looking for John Shea's phone number right here. I'm assuming they're telling me the truth that they're the listing agent. I'm not calling the buyer's agents until I want to. I mean, we can. If you want to refer, if you don't know an area at all, you're going relo, what we're going to do is get you the best. I'm going to call around. I've done this for relatives. I have a program. I'll explain it in the training, but I'm going to call around and try to get you one of the best buyer's agents in the area. Now, if you're looking in multiple zip codes, we're going to pick 3. We're going to talk to 2 or 3 different buyer's agents, and because it's cool and you want people to work hard for you, you're going to say, look, if we buy a home in Poway, we're going to go with you. If we're buying a home in Carlsbad, we're going to pick someone else. There's a realtor who might know both areas well, and maybe we'll find that. But I made a massive mistake in Florida. I found an agent we liked, but then we changed towns. She didn't know that much about the town, but we already felt committed to her. We bought a mile from where we should have bought because of the schools. Major mistake. We came back to California. That was part of it. We're in the wrong schools. Then the prices fell apart. We were holding 4 houses. 2 were investment. 2 we were trying to switch to. And it was a mile mistake. You don't want to make mile mistakes. You want to work with agents. Either you've educated yourself and we're going to listing agents directly, or you're working with a buyer's agent. If you have that luxury in the market, and we'll refer you out to a skilled one if you're not aware, if you haven't come up to speed, if you haven't done the work. That's why we work. We talk about your goals. I explain. I've sold 170 homes. I've bought and flipped homes. I give you the knowledge inside the training. I have a Q&A session with you. We're going to help you get the best homes. We're going to use the technology. Look, you may have seen my other videos. I'm burned. I even brought it up today when I switched. I switched from North County San Diego Association of Realtors to San Diego Association of Realtors. They offered me a better deal. I actually spoke with membership there. I said, how can we get websites that compete with these guys? And they acted like I didn't know what I was talking about. I said, you realize now Zillow's competing with us. They're going to put you guys out of business. Luckily, I've been watching Vaynerchuk. I've been watching Frank Kern, and they told me, it's my time to establish a social media presence to safeguard against this, whether I'm a realtor or a lawyer. So that's why you're seeing all these videos from me. My goal is to be a Vaynerchuk eventually. Man, that'd be great if I could. That's a really big ambition. But I'm not going to let these guys beat me. And if realtors listen to me, and I have some power, we're not going to let them beat them. But for now, they're kicking realtors' butts. Whether it's Zillow, you can do the same thing on Trulia. Let's go to realtor.com. Let's see if I can figure out the listing agent here. I've forgotten. I've already got trainings on this. But here, we'll just pick a Poway home right here. It's newly listed. Contact agent. Okay, so right there, I'm telling you, you don't want to do that because there's a chance you're going to be routed to a buyer's agent who's going to, sometimes, my wife did it. I was in the car with her when she was calling. I was like, talk to the listing agent. She got faked out by these forms, and the person was acting like they were the listing agent. They weren't. I got on the phone and said, look, I got questions only the listing agent's going to be able to answer. I'm like, well. So you got to watch out for that move because everyone wants to talk to a listing agent, but not everyone is. So let's see, somewhere down here, they should say listing provided by, again, I don't get fooled by contact agent. Presented by, brokered by. So it's the broker. That's the brokerage number. I prefer, that might be Amy Bramey's number. I'm assuming this is Amy Bramey listing. I don't want to talk to the Uptex person at Coldwell Banker. I may be willing to talk to someone on Amy's team if she's busy and has a bunch of listings and they know the property well. But I'm really wanting to talk to Amy, whether you're you or you're me. Obviously, I'm not going to talk to a buyer's agent in San Diego. Really anywhere. I'm just not. It's not my deal unless I have one weekend to buy and then I'm going to be working with the very best agent, not some random agent I pick off a website. I cannot stress that enough. I made that mistake. It never would happen for me again. Not going to happen for my clients. Okay, so just trust me on this. You don't want to go through the agony that I went through in the 3 years we were in Florida. So we're talking to listing agents, and over here at winnercheck.org. Okay, now normally you're putting an attorney on your team. My program, before I did this program, I did, if you called me up and said, hey, look, I'm looking to buy directly from the listing agent. Can I work with you? My fee, I tried to do it by the hour. That didn't work because people are expecting me to do it, and then the agent wasn't. My fee is $3,000. Now, if you call me before we do any of this, I can refer the property out and get that $3,000 back, and then we can discuss how we share the remaining fee. So it'd be $3,000 to me, $3,000 to you, and then let's say we got 50% of the listing agent as a referral. I'm sorry. If you're buying, that was my sell side. If you're buying and we went to a realtor, we get maybe half the buyer's commission. If you're a good client, we already prepared. And sometimes they might push back and want to go for a third. We discussed that. But we try to get half the buyer's commission unless it's very competitive and it's a low-priced house. Then we're probably down to 25, 30% of the buyer's commission. But if we're going directly to the listing agent, we have the option of scooping up the entire buyer commission, maybe minus a little kicker. I like to get the listing agent on our team so we get the deal. Now, if it's super competitive, you might find that in your area it's super competitive. You might even call up and find out. That's when I suggest that you take this fee. This is a do-it-yourself course with the option of bringing me or some other person in on time to help you share the fee when necessary, but you would always have the option of working a deal out with the agent. I have what I consider a clever way to get in there to do it that way for people that have that are willing to do some of the work themselves. Like I said, if you're not willing to do the work, you work with the buyer's agent, you let them do the work, and you let me oversee it. And you'll have an attorney on your team to review files when questions come up or help with escrow or closing or lenders. It's a great program. I'm serious. I've done Could work. I've helped people close that wouldn't have closed many times. I helped get lenders close. I can tell story after story about that stuff. It's nice to have an attorney on your team. And there's a small chance you never need me, but in every transaction, there's usually something. Now, so you put an attorney on your team, and then we eventually get the referral fee. You get your money back. You get your money back. You paid me. In most circumstances, I mean, you get to pick who the buyer's agent is. So we can get it done, unless you're just like, I love you people, I don't care, you can have my money, John. I think that's come up. That's happened once. Now, in this program, and this program is subject to change depending on when you see it. Right now, let's see if I actually changed it. I believe I made it. Oh, I didn't. I did change it, but I didn't save it properly. Oh, I don't know what happened there. But luckily, I have the inside of it. Okay, so okay, I'll tell you what. If you see this soon, this program, you're going to start it up for $297. Okay? Now, if you do it on your own, that's just the way it is. And I'm going to do the training, the live calls. I'm going to coach you, and I wish you success, because I'm a lawyer who understands time. If I'm not helping you, I'm building up my program that's going to be more and better for people in the future, and I'm going to charge more and I'll have to do less live training. If you're not using my time, I want you to do well. I hope you totally succeed in this program, and then you can write me a great testimonial. Okay? So we're going to try to make this work for you this way. But at some point in time, if you want me to help you do it, that's going to be the option. You just press the button, set up the calendar app, set up the consultation, and say, John, I'm ready to go. We've already got the $300 in there. Let's get that referral fee signed, and let's get this house. Okay? We have the consultation. You talk about your goals. We figure it out. Boom. That's what we do. So $300. This is just the part that I built out. I captured a lot of the training I've done over time for people. I put them in here. I've got proof again of, this is probably the videos of all the homes that I sold on the San Diego MLS, just to show you. I know people sometimes need confidence. If you come in early before next Tuesday, you can put your questions in here. I'll try to answer them. If not, I'll try to answer them on the call. I talk about, you might as well know where the best online pricing tools are. And I also think you should know the Zillow price and all the other prices, but I talk about the best online pricing tool. I know, in fact, I linked to it in here. Well, let's just prove that. Yeah, you're going to click that banner. It's going to take you to it. It comes from CoreLogic, and it has tax data and MLS data. And CoreLogic's algorithm is fantastic. This is training. I'm going to bring some of the video. I've already done some videos. I brought in one today. There'll be some more videos in there. But the point is, I'm going to go through the training. We're going to do a live training. It's going to be like a webinar. You're going to attend it. We're going to do it. And at the end of it, if you haven't written your questions already, I'm going to look over there in the question box, and I will endeavor to answer your questions, or get back to you if I can. Or I suppose you might ask something that I don't feel a lawyer or a realtor should know. I'll try to, and I'll say, hey, that's going to take research. And hopefully that doesn't come up. It's the lawyer in me disclosing. I don't want people to feel like I'm lying to them. Now, this is a separate course right here. I will charge, for sure, at least $1,000 to get started on this one. I'm not sure that you're aware, but because I have a solar home and I tell the story and it's on the net. You can save $500. Like if you're out in Poway, you can save $500, $600 a month on average on electricity. If you have got a pretty big home, you got a home my size, you're going to save about $500 a month. So we put solar on our house. We pay $200 and something a month on the 10 or 11. I think it's a 12-year loan. It might be 10-year. And we're still saving $200 or $300 a month on average. So that's a $500 savings. My brother, who's recently looking at a home, although he's not moving now, he thought he was getting transferred. He was looking at properties with $400 and $500 a month HOA fees. And I said, Matt, you realize that you could buy a more expensive home in the neighborhood you want with the schools for that $400 or $500 a month in the HOA fee you're paying over there. And he goes, well, like, what? He goes, what? I go, Matt, I'm serious. $400 or $500 right now buys $100,000 worth of mortgage. And he started he was so jubilant, it's crazy. He goes, you mean I'm going to have the same out-of-pocket expenses? Because he lives in a condo in Carlsbad right now. And it's not 400, but it may be close. But it does pay for his cable and his water. They have a racquetball court and they work out. But I think he's paying $400 a month right now that I think about it. Because it was less 10 years ago when I helped him buy it. So he just realized that for the same expenses, he can buy a $100,000 more home in Florida. And it was crazy. He didn't make the move. In fact, they're looking at him for a similar job in San Diego. He's going to find out soon. Hopefully he gets it. So if you're buying $1 million house and you're saving $500 a month on electricity, let's say you have a few kids and you're living in Poway and Rancho Bernardo, somewhere a few miles inland where it gets a little warmer and we run air conditioning most of the summer. You're saving. It's like getting. It's better. You're getting a better house for the money, or you might say, well, I can afford to spend $500,000 more, assuming that you have the cash to supplement the 80/20. Your lender might. I call it the solar home delta, the difference in value between the home with solar and the home without. Now, I can give you an approximate one back in the, you can just do it fast in your head. But eventually, when enough people do this and this training gets out, I'm sure lenders will give you that $100,000 more. But right now, if you want to buy a $100,000 more house because you're saying, look, it's the same amount of payments, I might as well buy that house and I'll get more appreciation and my family will be happier. And you're saving $500 a month in electricity. It makes sense. I'm not saying squeeze every last dollar. I'm just saying, hey, it gives you the freedom to buy a better house. So that system's going to be in here. It's going to start with the training, and I'm going to move the stuff in. I have a course set up for realtors. I'm going to move that in. I'm going to put it in context in the training. And I've already got videos on the net. I'll pull those in. Contracts and disclosures. This is, that's going to be the Q&A, because I've done all this already. I brought every paragraph in from the California Association of Realtors RPA. So if you're the type of person, a do-it-yourself type of person, you got it. Now, I also put in the major disclosure statements that I did these videos from the perspective of a seller, but they're going to help a buyer because you're going to want to know that they're disclosing material facts. You're going to want to understand how material facts affect the value of your home, and you're going to pay attention to these when you get them. I don't know why this is in the listing part. This isn't a buyer thing, but it's a listing agreement. I might leave it there. I might take it down. Depends on what you all think. Now, if you were buying from a FSBO, these are alternative forms you can use. If you're thinking of selling your own home and you're having to be in this program, this might be a benefit to you. Okay, this was a legacy of when I moved this over from the seller. So this might, I don't see how I can work that in there. And then additional help. Let me just say that this is going to be, this is how you're going to schedule the calendar, but this is for when, this is only $300. Normally it's $1,000. So for $300, this is going to be for when you've decided you need to work with me in the next level. And that information will be in here. Then you schedule the consult. We talk about your goals and we start getting it done right away. Now, this is training on buying as is. The California Association of Realtor forms are all you're buying the home as is, but you have a right to inspection. Now, buyers, when they get their inspection material, they sometimes say all this stuff and they get worried. Well, I'm going to talk to you about that in the live training if you're one of those people getting worried, because it's the main thing. Because there's a lot of things like the grading on the side of the house. It might be like plants and it's not down enough or it's not far enough down. And those things can make a difference in a wet environment like we got the last few years. But in a dry environment, I don't know. I'd talk to the inspector and say, does it really matter if it's not raining and getting under the house and it's so hot and dry out here, we're not going to see mildew? I realize that matters in Connecticut, but does it matter in San Diego? I mean, you could ask him those things. I'm not going to tell you the answer, but I've asked questions like those before, and that's the benefit of working with an experienced person. So you might have a few reports. Say, I have a few questions in my report. You bring it up on the call. I'll talk about it. It's going to get recorded, so I'll be there for people in the future. Great deal for you, great deal for me. So really, that's it. Go to winnerscheck.org, and we're going to help you buy a house. Really, this is a Kajabi advertisement. I don't even know how that happened. This is a Kajabi website, but because they're good for membership sites. That's what we're talking about. So I really think that you should be working with listing agents directly, and to cover your bases, I think you should start at winnerscheck.org. Let me just go to the front page. winnerscheck.org. You'll probably see this video at some point if you click on this, because I feel like I conveyed what I wanted to convey. So you pop in here, you get, as you're seeing this, and if you see the video on the website, you'll get the solar home course way less than other people are going to have to pay. You're going to get the ability to do yourself for the referrals, and then bring me in and another agent when you want, and all that's $300, $297. With me, you're going to recover it 99% of the time, unless you want me to help you get multiple offers, and you're saying, look, I'm not going to seek a referral fee at all. Can we work that out? And that's when we go to my normal fee. I told you it's $3,000. Maybe you can negotiate with me because you're already a client in here and we've done a lot of the work together. And that's fine. I like to make people happy as long as I'm getting my beak wet, as they used to say. My time is valuable because I need to earn a living and to my family. And I'm sure you all have the same feelings. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. And I thank you. I look forward to working with you. We're gonna do it in this market. We're gonna get you the home of your dreams. I really, really like the solar opportunity. 10 to 15% of the homes, even along the coast in North County, as you get into like upper middle class and the upper, so you get in the $800,000-$900,000 homes. You're going to see at least 10%, 15% of the homes with solar. Tremendous deals. And then you come out to a little inland, and you see solar all over. There's everywhere. 25% of the homes at one point last year in Poway had solar, and 40% when you went. I think it was Ramona. Was it Ramona? It was somewhere a little east of Poway. 40% of the homes had solar that were on sale, that were on the MLS at any particular time. Thanks, John McConnin. winnerscheck.org. Thank you.